What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. We're back here for the 2019 career mode. Straight off the bat, you can see we're taking a grid penalty for a component change, and I'm pretty sure that that was the gearbox. But straight away into Q1, you can see we're getting a toe down the start-finish rate from Lance Stroll. A bit of argy-bargy coming into turn one, and then we're actually going to have to do an overtake as he is also on a timed hot lap. But nonetheless, we are going to get ahead just about. We probably lost a little bit of time, more than we probably would have wanted to battle that out. But coming across the line, we are quite a bit down. We're only P17. And so the end of qualifying, you can see we're only 3/10 up on our time. So it's going to be a real struggle to get into Q2. But we're P17, 3/10 up. We're come across the line, P14. And then because of the simulated bollocks that happens, it pushes us down to P16. So this, I tell you what, the race I recorded the other day in Mexico, something similar happened, and at this point it's just getting a bit of a joke. I mean, we got out qualified by Kubica. I mean, at this point again, it's only like 6,000ths of a second separating us, and then 10,000ths of a second to Raikkonen. But at the same time, it's getting ridiculous. This latest patch, I believe this was done on 1.7, and yeah, the AI is just ridiculous now. Like it's so dumb. Like it's just how it happens. It's just super frustrating. On Twitter, there's quite a lot of problems with AI in the wet. We experienced that in Germany. The Germany race was after the patch. It was actually the race I did straight after it was updated. So it's just getting a bit frustrating with everything that's going on with this game. It started out initially really good, and it's slowly going downhill in terms of career mode and AI and stuff like that. So hopefully quite a few people, we're working on mods for the AI to try and balance them out and stuff like that. There's nothing we can actually do about the simulated performance, which is what causes the jumps in qualifying and practice and all that stuff. So we're going to have to make do with that for now. But it's going to have to see what we can actually do. We're going to look at the grid now. Now we've finished moaning and bitching about what's wrong with the game. But starting on pole position here, Valtteri Bottas, quite impressive that it's not actually Hamilton. Vettel in P2, of course, trying to impress the Tifosi, not far off actually. Leclerc in P4, followed by Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez in P6. Now the Williams are so... Racing Point are so overpowered here, but the Williams are also Kubica in P9. Of all places, Robert Kubica got a legitimate P9 according to the simulation. George Russell P18, and ourselves actually 90s because Lando as well also got penalties, but he got a lot more than us. So we managed to not be last, which is obviously handy. We're going to change our strategy here to probably the hard tyre as we just fiddle around with it and see what actually happens. It's going to be difficult to obviously see how this goes, but obviously the medium isn't that much of an advantage compared to the softs. But we're going to start on the hards. Just because it makes things a little bit easier for us, and we can be a lot faster on the end on the super soft. But nonetheless, we're already underway. Straight away, not a great start. Lando actually goes straight around the outside of us, and it's just not been a great weekend so far. We've got quite a bit of pace. We'll have to see if we can make up. Down into turn one, I'm going to go past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. It should be 6. It looked like we passed 6, but clearly not that many. And Ricciardo pushes us out wide, which isn't great. Hulkenberg's going to go around there outside. There goes Grosjean, and they're going to wheel bang tyres with him. Russell and Lando, the two cars behind us, we're still side by side with Romain Grosjean. We're coming here to the end of Sector 1. The two Renaults look like they're going to fight out just a little bit, but we're going to have to go the long way round of Romain Grosjean as Hulkenberg squeezes Ricciardo out, which is very handy for us, to say the least. But we move up into P17, which is where we're at the moment. Ricciardo will be our next target here on lap 1. You can see we're pretty solid on through the fast corners, especially on the hard tyre. Ricciardo himself only on the mediums, Grosjean behind on the softs, but maybe fancy a lunge down here into the final corner, and indeed we do. We managed to hold it pretty well. Ricciardo does come back for a brief moment in time. Bottas clearly still leading the race, but onto the following lap through this little section of corners where we're quite fast. Hulkenberg is looking vulnerable up front. Our teammate is all over the road. They're 3 abreast ahead, then another 2 abreast cars, and they're nearly 4 abreast going into, I believe, Parabolica. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars, including Hulkenberg, and then obviously ourselves is all fighting for positions. This is all being held up by the Williams car of Kubica, who's, I believe, still just in the points. So it's going to be get a bit meaty here. Hulkenberg to the right hand side, Raikkonen in the middle. We're going to try and look to the outside. So we can't really go anywhere there. Round the outside of Hulkenberg and Raikkonen, we've got Verstappen just ahead, who's being held up by Albon, Kubica, and obviously Gasly. So Gasly's ahead of Verstappen at this point. So up to P14, we made a move on Kimi into the turn 1. You've got Magnussen just ahead now, who's just behind Verstappen, Albon, Gasly and Kubica. So it's really, really tight at this part of the track for the back end of the points. Magnussen might catch him napping. We do. We've got a snatch a front left brake, so we're going to go into the gravel and we cover off Magnussen just about. No contact made, luckily, but we did come back on the track in a probably less than safe manner, but we'll ignore that and carry on with the rest of the lap. So we've got a yellow flag in the background of Verstappen. Oh, he almost stopped right in front of us. So Verstappen obviously has a problem, and he had to stop it straight away. But moving on a little bit further now, you can see we've got Albon almost side by side with Kubica. Gasly's down, we've got ahead of him, but Kubica will surely fancy move past Gasly with that Mercedes engineer down the start finish straight. We're going to go into the slipstream of our teammate Alexander Albon. If we could make 3 moves here if we're lucky. So Kubica goes to the right, Albon stays behind. We're going to go around the outside of Gasly and Kubica into turn 1. We're going to have to defend the inside line, but Kubica is so late on the brakes, and our teammate Alexander Albon actually manages to jump Gasly. So Gasly, again, another shocker. They're going to fight it out, and Albon might lose that position to Pierre if he isn't careful. But still hunting down Kubica on lap 8. This is for P9, so it's just in the points at the moment. I'm going to have to go around the outside here of Kubica. At this point, their tyres are starting to go off a little bit. We're making a little bit of a slide into the chicane, but nonetheless, we do get the position back of Kubica. You can see we're sideways on the exit here. We lost so much time. We've got Kubica now trying to charge at us. We've got Albon behind us, Gasly as well at the same time. They're almost 3 wide. We're going to have to try and defend the inside line and try and not let any of these guys pass. Albon looks like he dives it down our inside really, really last minute. And he's just going to spin the car into the wall, which I think is going to cause a little bit of a blockage with Gasly as well as Kubica. So that's going to give us a bit of breathing room here as a few of the cars now come into pit on the second time round. You can see we're already up to P6. We're now up to P2. Hamilton and Vettel are in the pits at the moment. So somehow Hamilton has managed to make his way from I think what was P4 maybe, or P3, up into what is a net P2. He's going to get past us down this DRS straight without a doubt. The Mercedes engine is so ridiculous in terms of horsepower. We haven't got a very good engine. Beggars belief that our straight line speed is obviously good. That's just down to how much less drag we have. But Vettel is going to be the next kind of pass us in the DRS detection zone. So we're not going to fight him. There's no point fighting them. There's no way we can actually contend with them on this rubber. They're on fresh tyres and faster tyres still, than what we were on. But we managed to set one to P4. Perez still in P5. So Perez is looking like a very good day here for a Racing Point, to say the least. But it's a very difficult race trying to keep these tyres alive. But Perez actually in hard tyre, which I find kind of interesting. We're going to come into the pits here on lap 18, the end of lap 18, I should say. Perez and Lucas Fable will go past. And it looks like the car behind us, Devon Butler, is also going to go past, as there's clearly a robbery going on outside of my house. But nonetheless, we're going to come into the pit stops and put on the super soft tyres. Currently P8. It looks like Norris will jump us on P9, who was battling with him earlier on at the start into turn 1. But we're still in the points, which obviously is a positive. But we've had a few scraps with Lando this season, and I got a feeling it's going to happen again, which is obviously a good thing. We have like a little good old scrap with Lando Norris, but nonetheless, going to see what we can do on these super soft tyres. You can see green sector 1, it's personal best and session best in sector 2. So we're going to hunt down Lando Norris, and a little bit of DRS would help to cross the line, but we do set the fastest lap, which is an extra point, which will help our tally, considering how bad we were struggling in terms of actually making it through. But nonetheless, we're still slowly catching Lando at this point. We're making a little bit of a problem for ourselves, in a sense that we're not actually getting anywhere as quick as we thought we would. So we obviously went on the hard tyres thinking that at the end the super softs would be a lot quicker, but they're not actually as quick as I probably thought, which has kind of put us at a disadvantage. But Norris is going to defend the inside. We'll have to go around the outside. We'll have to be wary of this because Kubica dived it down the inside just like Norris has done. So we're going to hold the inside line. We're going to have to go on the curb, bang tyres on the exit, and he should get a better exit than us out of that corner. But yep, sure enough, here he is. He's going to come back. We'll give him a bit of a squeeze, give him a bit of a wide berth, coming round this long right-hander, and it's going to be side by side through almost 195 miles an hour side by side, and going to hold it on the inside line once again, go over the curb. We lose at the back end a little bit. We managed to correct it before Norris actually tries to overtake him. On the last lap, nothing else really happened. You can see on the screen there's rain, and it was just impossible to actually catch up to anyone. We couldn't catch up to Stroll, who is actually in P6. I believe it's Butler in P5, followed by a Racing Point, and then Weber. So Perez and Weber up there. So Weber's actually making some really, really good, solid solid gains at the moment. We'll have a look at the results in just a second, but you know, for P19 to P8, that's a pretty solid job for ourselves. Probably could have been better if we had a better qualifying for sure. Probably could have gotten at least maybe P5 maybe, given the fact that both the Rebels, I believe, finished behind us. So not a good day there for them, and an even worse day for Gasly, because last time we checked he wasn't he was miles off the pace. Bottas manages to secure another win this season. He's managed to actually convert pole, which is something that the LI seems to struggle with, converting pole positions to race wins. Any driver that can do that consistently is Hamilton. There's Lando in P9, happy with that. I'm really looking forward to battling him when he gets moved into a better car, because he's always good. He's probably the best driver to race against, in my opinion. Like, he's always there, so that's always good fun. And it just so happens, obviously, you know, we're doing a series with Lando, making him world champion. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. There's some absolute crazy races. The race coming up at Monaco is absolutely mental. The last race in Spain, the sprint race, was a mission and a half. But by all means, go check that out and go see if you're feeling that series, anything else. But nonetheless, it has been a fantastic race, I guess, in terms of making up positions. So yeah, you can see Verstappen isn't in the points, and Gasly P13, our teammate P14. That's probably because of the incident we had. But Kubica just outside the points, which isn't too bad. And again, like I said, Weber doing well up there. You can see we're actually gaining on our teammate as well as Pierre Gasly in this rivalry. So that's always handy for us. As if we can beat Gasly, that'd be absolutely amazing. We're on track to do it by the looks of it, if he has more races like that. But our reputation goes down, obviously, because of the contact between ourselves and our teammate, which is a load of rubbish, because, you know, we didn't really do much wrong, I think. But nonetheless, we've got a debrief, and here are the standards. We're still in P6 ahead of Sergio Perez. Lando Norris there in P8, Gasly P9. It won't be long till Gasly's overtaken, I don't think. Red Bull might be looking to replace him. Seeing as we didn't get the seat, which was quite annoying. I was kind of expecting a contract offer coming through the post, but we'll have to go on without that and just wait till the end of the season until we get probably get promoted. But here is the season results. You can see in the last race, Leclerc actually DNF'd as well. So I must have skipped that bit. I didn't see that bit there. But so yeah, DNF for Verstappen and Leclerc, so we probably could have come P4 realistically. But that's been it from this video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please do slap a like on it, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and there's Formula 1 videos every other day. Until next time, guys, I'll see you then. Bye bye.